basics of how we function as teachers. The real basics. And basically what we are not looking for is jarring people. So our intent is to create a group rapport. Not easy, because somebody may have been coming for 9 years and you may have a new 60-year-old in the class. How do we embrace all of them? I've spoken about this before. Does anyone know what is the requirement? What do we... I spoke very briefly about it. I talked about Milton Erickson, the great hypnotist, and he gave one factor that was imperative to maintain an authentic trance state with people. Does anyone remember what that was? What factor? Sorry? Yes. That the subject not fail. Maybe, if we can be more accurate, not feel that it is possible to fail, or I would go further in class, not even have the idea come up that failure is a possibility. The mind, we should be able to direct people's attentions and their minds in such a way that failure not only is not a possibility, but that the concept of failure never arises in the mind of the newest, freshest, most worried student. How do we do this? This is what we're going to work with today.
Yep.
I don't know if you've ever been in class where we've done this release, and then said, now we just use the imagination on the other side. And Ram, are some of you aware of that? Just using the imagination to open the body. And there's about a 70 to 90% release without doing the movement. Quite amazing. But Ram said some of his students, no, it was some of your students, wasn't it? Oh, some of Ram's students then say they feel not balanced on that side. Even if they're... And I said, well, can't they see? Can't they see their arm's gone back, it's released, the same as on that side? I mean, if they're balanced, what's their problem? And then I think Shunya spoke to me and said, surely that's not the point. The point that we are right is not the point. The point is that somebody feels imbalanced in class. And we need to address the mind of those people. Not tell them they are wrong, or not think that they are wrong and leave them out there. That it's actually quite jarring to feel imbalanced on class. So, in that way, we can work on dealing both sides.
And we were talking about the, on Ray's point of perhaps, let's do it 3 times to the right and 3 times to the left or whatever. And then we thought about it and thought, well, actually, in reality, the movements that people make are actually a lot slower. Some people go back side to side, and then others make very slow movements. So really, we just have to gauge what feels right at the time. And that's pretty much what we came to.
Some people are injured. They can only move a certain distance in one direction. And we had, maybe you've noticed, Ray, that I've tried saying, let's do 5 times there, we'll do 5 times in the middle, and we'll do 5 times. People all move at their own speed. Some are injured, some are not. And it comes to the end, and I carry on, and some people haven't done the 5, or some people finish and lay there, which is it can be jarring. an option is that I know Ray would like, that I suspect Ray would like, and I know I would like, is that everybody moves together at the same time and speak. That everybody breathes together. I tell you, that would create the most amazing rapport in a class, briefly. And yet we come back to this injury that people like to move their own.
Some people move too fast. I mean, I know from my healers training that some people need to slow down with their movements. It's part of a learning that they need to learn, and they think too fast. I mean, that's my case. I move too fast, I do things too fast, and I have to slow down. So if you've got people working at the same speed together, it would help people like that tremendously.
Yeah. What's the difference between what we do and an exercise class? Pardon?
The way we do it, each person can move and feel what's happening within. If you do an aerobics class or a dance class, then sure, you're going to have coordination and a beautiful performance, but this is something else, it's more self, within yourself.
So we are trying as teachers to create an internal focus.
The difference is the concentration on the breath.
Sorry?
The difference is the concentration on the breathing, that you don't, that doesn't happen in the
Yes.
sort of form of exercise.
I've noticed that when I practice a lot at home, I look for innovation at home, and when I'm counting, I'm actually not internal anymore, or else I'm in my head. What we are aiming at is to take people's attention to different parts of their bodies out of their head to a large extent. Whereas I found counting took me into my head and took me out of my body. Any comments?
Yeah, I think first I wasn't looking for interest in what people are doing, but I think from an educational point of view, if you say to people we're going to do 2 or 3, or we're going to do 7 or 8, then they have the capacity to move at their own speed. But once you say to people exactly what you're looking for, they can relax and then concentrate. You see, otherwise people are kind of looking around and see, trying to say, am I going fast enough, or am I going to read down this side? So the more framework you give people, the more they can relax and actually do
Within the framework.
Yeah, I think
Not giving too much freedom.
Hmm?
Not giving that.
Well, it's just that you're suggesting we're going to do 2 or 3 to each side, so people kind of know what we're doing. If you say we're going to do 7 or 8 to a side, then people know we're going to be doing hips for a while. So it's just setting like a framework for people to operate with it. Otherwise, they are cognitively thinking, do I need to go faster, slower? There's a lot that goes on there. So the more, just framework I call it, the more instruction you give people, the more they can relax and do it. And the same even with your opening point here, if you said to people, we're giving you 3 to 5 minutes to teach your part,
Yes.
you see what you may be picking up in their blocking that first 30 seconds is their confusion about should I go fast or slow. So there's an artifact there that's happening because the instruction isn't clear, which is your whole point. The instruction should be very clear to people in the training program and now. What we're looking for here is a little bit of this or more of that. So the more that you can explain to people, the more they can relax and open up.
Yeah, absolutely. So even, I think I wrote you, didn't I? No, I pointed to you recently. You didn't get that? Wow.
There were some comments about doing maybe this or that.